Today, while cleaning and sweeping the yard, I accidentally saw a Phalaenopsis orchid that someone had thrown away. But if you look a little more closely, you will see that, although the flowers have faded, the orchid itself is still quite healthy. The leaves are still green and have not wilted or rotted, which shows that the plant still has the ability to recover and continue growing. As someone who has experience growing Phalaenopsis orchids, I know that many orchids can still be cared for and encouraged to bloom again after they finish flowering. Therefore, I decided to bring this orchid home to replant and take care of it again from the beginning. This is also something I really enjoy about growing orchids. Many plants that seem to have been discarded can actually be revived and continue producing very beautiful flowers if they are cared for properly. Welcome to the Wonder Garden channel, a place that shares ways to care for orchids so that they always remain healthy and bloom brilliantly and regularly with each season. In today's video, we will restore and care for this Phalaenopsis orchid together to see whether, from a discarded orchid, we can help it become healthy and bloom again. You can see that most Phalaenopsis orchids grown in industrial production environments usually use moss or foam as the growing medium. These materials have a very high moisture retention capacity, helping orchids always have enough moisture to grow under tightly controlled conditions in professional nurseries. However, when people bring orchids home, many do not know this. They continue watering and caring for the plant as usual, just like they would with other plants. And this is actually a fairly common mistake when caring for Phalaenopsis orchids. This can easily cause the orchid roots to become waterlogged, lack oxygen, and gradually develop root rot. When the root system is damaged, the orchid will weaken very quickly and may even die after a short time. Therefore, the first thing I do when restoring this orchid is remove all the old moss surrounding the root system. This step allows us to check the true condition of the roots while also eliminating an overly moisture-retaining environment that could harm the plant. In addition to the English voice, we have now created dubbed voices in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Hindi, and Indonesian to help you understand the content more easily. Listen in your preferred language by opening the video and clicking on Settings, the gear icon, to select the appropriate audio language. After completely removing the old moss layer, we can easily observe and clean the entire root system of the orchid. Roots that are dry, rotten, or damaged will be cut off with clean and sharp scissors to avoid spreading fungal diseases to the remaining healthy roots. When trimming the roots, you should keep the ones that are still firm and have green or silvery color because those roots still have the ability to develop well. In addition, the flower spikes that have finished blooming should also be cut off. This will help the plant avoid continuing to spend nutrients on old flower spikes and instead focus its energy on recovering the root system and developing new leaves. After removing and cleaning all the damaged parts, the next step is to rinse the entire orchid with clean water. Washing the plant helps remove all dust, remaining moss, and impurities attached to the roots. At the same time, clean water also helps wash away some bacteria or fungi that may still exist on the surface of the roots and leaves. This will help the orchid become cleaner and reduce the risk of disease during the recovery process. In addition, when the root system is cleaned, we can also easily observe and monitor the development of new roots in the coming time. After washing, I will place the orchid in a dry and well-ventilated place for a short period of time, so that the cuts on the roots and flower spikes can dry naturally before planting the plant into a new growing medium. To prepare a solution that helps treat and clean the orchid, today I will use an orange like this. Normally, when we eat oranges, we peel off the skin and only use the segments inside, while the peel is usually thrown away. But few people know that orange peel actually contains many beneficial natural compounds, especially essential oils and antibacterial substances. Therefore, today I will use this orange peel to treat the orchid. This is a very simple method. The ingredients are easy to find, and it is quite effective for cleaning the plant. First, we will cut the orange peel into small pieces. When cut into small pieces, the essential oils and nutrients in the orange peel will be released more easily. Orange peel contains natural essential oils, vitamins, and some compounds with mild antibacterial properties, so it is very suitable for cleaning and supporting the disinfection of orchids. This helps limit the growth of fungi and bacteria on the surface of the roots and leaves. After cutting the orange peel into small pieces, I will put all the orange peel into a clean glass. Next, add about 500 milliliters of warm water. Warm water helps extract the essential oils and nutrients in the orange peel faster and more effectively. After adding the water, I will cover it and let it steep for about 3 hours. During this time, the natural essential oils in the orange peel will gradually dissolve into the water, creating a solution with a light fragrance and many natural compounds. After about 3 hours, when the orange peel water has completely cooled, I will filter out all the peel and keep only the extracted liquid. To make the solution more suitable and safer for the orchid, I will dilute this orange peel water with about 500 milliliters of clean water. Diluting it will help make the concentration milder so that the orchid can absorb it well without affecting the root system. To increase the cleaning effect, I will add about 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Lemon juice contains natural citric acid, which helps increase mild antibacterial ability and also supports cleaning the root and leaf surfaces of the orchid. In addition, the mild acidity from lemon also helps inhibit some harmful bacteria and fungi, creating a cleaner environment for the orchid to recover and develop again. After preparing the solution, I will gently place and soak the entire base of the orchid in this solution. Soaking the orchid base in the solution helps the nutrients and natural essential oils from the orange peel, together with the lemon juice, come into direct contact with the root system, thereby cleaning the root surface and providing mild disinfection for the plant. I will soak the orchid in the solution for about 10 to 15 minutes so that the solution has time to clean and gently affect the roots. While waiting, I will use a soft cotton pad soaked in the solution and gently wipe all the leaves of the orchid. When wiping, you should wipe both the upper and lower surfaces of the leaves because these areas easily collect dust and are also places where the plant can absorb some nutrients. Wiping the leaves with this solution not only helps remove dust from the leaf surfaces, but also helps eliminate some bacteria and fungi that may exist on the leaves, making them cleaner, greener, and glossier. If you want to learn the secret to caring for Phalaenopsis orchids, make sure to watch this video carefully until the end. Your orchids will become strong, grow new roots, and bloom vibrantly all year round. After about 15 minutes of soaking in the solution, I will gently take the orchid out of the glass. Next, I will use a soft cloth or tissue to lightly absorb the remaining water on the roots and the base of the plant. This helps remove excess water and prevents too much water from remaining around the base when replanting. After lightly drying the roots, I will proceed to plant the orchid again in a new growing medium. At this point, I will use a transparent plastic pot like this. The growing medium I choose is still pine bark, a common material that is very suitable for orchids thanks to its good aeration and drainage ability. First, place a layer of pine bark at the bottom of the pot to create an airy cushion for the roots. Next, place the orchid in the center of the pot, gently adjusting it so that the base of the plant just touches the surface of the pot and is not buried too deeply. Then add more pine bark around it and gently press it into the gaps between the roots. This helps secure the plant so it stands firmly without damaging the roots. You should work slowly and avoid compressing the growing medium too tightly so that the roots have enough space to develop and breathe better. Finally, place a thin layer of moss on the surface of the pot. This moss layer will help retain moisture in the growing medium, limit water evaporation too quickly, and create a soft and airy environment for young roots to develop. However, you should only cover a very thin layer and avoid covering the entire pot surface with moss, because it may cause the roots to suffocate, lack oxygen, and easily rot. After planting, we only need to place the plant in a cool and airy place with gentle light and limit watering during the first few days, so the orchid has time to adapt to the new environment. If cared for properly, the orchid will gradually stabilize, develop new roots, and be ready for the next flowering cycle. Results after 3 weeks. You can see that, after about 3 weeks of care, my orchid seems to have started entering the recovery stage. The leaves are greener, glossier, and have become firmer than before. In particular, new roots have begun to appear at the base of the orchid. This is a very positive signal, because when the orchid begins to grow new roots, it proves that the root system is recovering and the plant is ready to grow again. Once new roots appear, the orchid will gradually anchor firmly into the growing medium and absorb water and nutrients more effectively to continue developing. From this stage, we only need to continue caring for the plant gently and steadily as usual, ensuring suitable light, reasonable watering, and a well-ventilated environment. Results after 8 months. After about 8 months of care and recovery, you can see that this Phalaenopsis orchid has fully recovered. From a plant that was once thrown away, it has now become healthy and full of vitality. Many new leaves have grown. The leaves are larger, thicker, and have a very beautiful glossy green color. This shows that the plant is developing steadily and has received sufficient nutrition during the care process. Not only that, the root system has also grown strongly, clinging tightly around the pot and spreading throughout the growing medium. A healthy root system will help the plant absorb water and nutrients more efficiently, thereby nourishing the entire plant and helping it grow balanced and strong. And what is even more special is that this orchid has begun to bloom again. New flower spikes have appeared and carry brilliant flowers, proving that with proper care and patience, even an orchid that was once discarded can be revived and continue to display its beautiful blooms. This is also the greatest joy for orchid lovers, watching their plants recover day by day, grow, and finally bloom again beautifully. What do you think about this method of caring for and restoring this orchid? And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share the video with people who also love orchids, and subscribe to the Wonder Garden channel so you don't miss simple but effective orchid care tips in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching the video. Wishing you always have orchids that are healthy and bloom beautifully.